here at the park. It's a beautiful, beautiful day, like perfect temperature, perfect mid-spring day, ready to log in and get some work done. I am connected to the Rivian hotspot, as you can see on the laptop. I'm going to run an internet speed test. The location you are in the car can make a huge difference. Sometimes being out here on the tailgate isn't the best place. You don't get very good reception for whatever reason. And it seems like that's what's happening right now, as my attempts to run the internet speed test are not working very well. I'm now in the front passenger seat of the R1S. Gonna see if I can reload the internet speed test. Took about 10 seconds there just to get to this speed and to get it initiated. Even when I was back there on the tailgate, the tray icon in my laptop showed me that I had full Wi-Fi connectivity. Just being back there, standing on the tailgate, I couldn't even get the internet speed test running. It timed out. Now up here, it took about 10 seconds for the internet speed test to even get going, and I got a 1.9 Mbps and a 0.04 Mbps upload. I mean, the actual speeds we're getting here could be subject to the amount of traffic that's going on in the local area, as the Rivian Connect Plus data connection runs off of Sprint's LTE server or LTE network. So if there are a whole lot of Sprint users in the area using up their cell phones and their data, that could limit the speed. But the fact that I couldn't even get it going while I was standing back there, that to me indicates something that's more local, like the hotspot in the vehicle in and of itself. And I don't understand why that is. Connect to my remote work server, see if I can actually get in and get some work done. Seems like it's moving a little bit faster, but I do have the problem of up here versus back there. I can't do the standing desk setup, obviously. I have to be sitting down. But the other thing is, unless I bring a specific like lap desk platform, it's harder to keep things organized. Just got done doing a couple hours of work here in the R1S mobile office while plugged into the cheap level 2 charging at City Hall. Pretty cool spot. It's a beautiful day. It's like 73 degrees. Perfect spring day in Southern California. Got to enjoy a nice cross breeze through all the windows open while utilizing the Rivian Connect Plus. Did have some difficulties at first, as I pointed out, with the Rivian Connect Plus not connecting while I was back there, so I didn't get to do a standing desk setup, but I discovered something that's even freaking better. It's so cool in so many different ways, and it has everything to do with the fact that you can cast almost any screen that you want to onto the Rivian monitor here. So, for sake of demonstration, you can have, one thing up here, like I'll just pull up my Google Drive. I can have like a Google Doc here where I'd be taking notes or something, and I can have another Google Doc. In this case, this is something that a author friend has shared with me to beta read, and I can go down here on your side menu, go to cast, right? Cast to the Rivian. Bam, it's on there on the Rivian, So, I mean, it's not exactly a 2-monitor setup like you would have traditionally at your desk, because, you know, if you look at my mouse here, like my mouse can't just go over to that, but that tab here is up here, right? So I could have that document there, it's casting from the tab on the Chrome browser, and have another document here that I'm, you know, be typing my notes on, right? Like, and I suppose you could separate it out this way. No, that doesn't quite work, because you see, if I try to split it on my screen, now it appears really cropped here on the casting screen. So if what you have on the cast is something that you're trying to interact with all the time, maybe it's not ideal, because you have to alternate tabbing. But if all you're doing is using this as a reference to look at, and then on your main laptop screen you're like typing your notes, it's kind of perfect. Long story short, it's Rivian Connect Plus. It worked well enough for me to use a remote desktop, and use some productivity software on a remote desktop, and I was able to use this dual boxing method, where the reference material was here and I was working on this screen, and then if I needed to manipulate the reference material, I just went to the tab that I was casting, and you can see me scrolling it, right? So, you know, this isn't exactly what I was working on. This is like, you know, some novel, beta reading novel stuff that another author I know shared with me, some extracurriculars, but it gives you an idea of what you can do in a mobile office type setup using Rivian Connect Plus. So, yeah, thus far, I think the Rivian Connect Plus is working pretty well. I do wish that the Wi-Fi hotspot was wider. Like, taking this to an even higher level would be if I could bring some chairs and I could, like, say, sit outside over there. But unfortunately, as soon as you leave the vehicle, even going to the tailgate of the vehicle, you don't get as good of a coverage. But that's counteracted by the fact that if you're in the passenger seat, you basically got a second monitor with your screen here. This is sweet as hell. This is something that you can't do in a Model Y, you can't do in a Model 3. I don't know if you can do it in any of the other EVs, modern EVs that have large screens like this, but the fact that Rivian put this cast in here like this, super freaking awesome. I dig it. I'm looking forward to working like this more often on the road. I hope you found this video informative, and it gives you a better idea of what's possible with Rivian Connect Plus, what you're getting for $12 a month. And as of now, I'm leaning towards opting into the $12 a month, and then blending that with the $50 a month for Starlink 50 gigabit. But I think I still have some time before I make that decision. And honestly, like, it's possible to get Starlink on the road. I mean, you see it in Best Buys all over the place. So might even put off buying the Starlink and committing to the Starlink subscription until we've been on the road for several months, maybe sometime in September or whatever. Anyways, hope you've enjoyed this. If you feel like I have provided some value to you and you've learned something, give a like, subscribe, and feel free to comment on anything that you've seen here and how I'm doing things. And I'm curious if you have had similar experiences with using the Wi-Fi hotspot in your Rivian R1S. If your particular vehicle has a larger range or shadow, like if you're able to get, several feet away or even outside of the vehicle, I should test it more, because you did see in that one screen, or in that one clip I had, you can only get 5-10 feet away. We'll see. I'll have to test it out more, but thus far this is really cool. This is really impressive. The only slop I have to say is using the laptop directly on your lap, and I had to use my little notebook as a mouse pad. It's not the best. There are different like desk, lap desk kind of implements. I actually have one. I just forgot to bring it today. It would make this even better. But this is cool as hell. This there it is. Google casting to the Rivian screen.